This is News with the Disney Dude. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel for more content so you don't miss the latest Walt Disney World Resort news. Here now's the news for Friday, April 11th of 2025. Cars testing at Epcot. Cars testing at Test Track in Epcot ahead of summer 2025 reopening. So they are testing the cars. So if you are at Epcot, you may hear the sound of the cars going by. They said late 2025 is when they'll open. So we don't really know what, late summer of 2025 is when they'll open. So we don't really know when that is. Is it July? Is it August? September? We don't know. We have no idea. Late summer, unfortunately, in Florida is not only extremely hot, but it's also when our hurricane season really ramps up. August and September are by far our wettest months. So hopefully, maybe in late July it'll open. Hopefully, we'll just have to wait and see. I really wish it would have been in the fall of 2025 instead of the summer. I get it. I get that you want to open things in the summer to have people visit, but this is Florida. Especially in the summertime, it's going to rain every day. So I really wish that it would have been at least November. But that's Disney wants to open things in the summer, so I get it. So, but hopefully, we'll hope for a late July opening. All right. New custodial cast member costumes have now been debuted at Walt Disney World. So hopefully those janitorial cast member costumes are made from the same material as the other cast member costumes. That would be great. The new cast member costumes are much more breathable, and which you really need in Florida, especially if you're working outside. So hopefully these new cast member costumes are breathable outside, which I would assume they would be, but hopefully they are. All right. Space 220 restaurant stopped serving lunch at Epcot. We don't really know why it stopped serving lunch. I really don't know. But they are just serving dinner at this time. We're just gonna have to wait and see if they reopen more of the lunch in the summer. But I don't know, because again they are predicting a very slow summer here at Walt Disney World. So I don't know. I really don't know. Only Disney knows that. So we'll find out when Disney tells us. Red flag fire warning has been issued for both the Walt Disney World and Universal Orlando resorts. We have not had a lot of rain, so it's and it's been kind of windy, so unfortunately that brings, people don't, unfortunately they don't put out their fires a lot of the times, so, things, that's how fires spread. Maybe we'll get some much needed rain, but we haven't had a whole lot of rain here in Florida to kind of keep the fires at bay. So, it's, at least we're not, in California where the wildfires are really bad there. Florida's a different climate. But, hopefully these fires will, get under control. Okay? Hopefully they'll get under control. Another covered seating structure is nearly complete at Woody's Lunchbox in Disney's Hollywood Studios. So that's great. They're moving on this thing. Should have already been done, but again, I've explained this, numerous times. Toy Story Land was a product of the Chapek era. So, less buildings we can build, the better, okay? Which is very unbearable here in Florida. I don't really know, the climate in California, but here in Florida, it's bad, really bad, because it's either really, really hot or it's rainy, okay? Right now, it's not so bad because it's comfortable, but give it a couple months and it's gonna be really hot. So, I am thankful that they are adding more covered seating. I just wish that they would have done it eons ago instead of just figuring it out now. Alright, construction work begins in former It's Tough to Be a Bug queue at Disney's Animal Kingdom. So they are working on the queue. At this point, I would maybe say that they're getting the theater ready. I don't know. But they are getting the queue ready for the new Zootopia Better Together show, which I would assume is going to draw long lines. Even though I can't stand the idea of that show. That show's going to bring in a lot of people. So, they'll probably have to end up using that extended queue for quite a while. But maybe they're working on the inside too, I don't know. But the show's not going to open until the winter of this year, so I would assume December, sometime in December. Okay, I don't know. Rolling planters have been set up around the Little Mermaid theater queue at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So this show is getting ready to open at pretty much at the end of May 27th. So they are getting everything set up. They are, at this point, I would say they're pretty much, maybe pretty much done with the inside. At this point, this is, what is this, April? So, yeah, next month. So I would assume that they're pretty much done inside and cast rehearsals are underway. And so they're getting ready for that queue. I would assume that queue is going to be long too. Unfortunately, Voyage of the Little Mermaid did not have a very big queue, so I would assume it's going to be backed out toward, Walt Disney Presents for a while. I don't know. I don't know what the capacity is for that building. That holding room holds a good amount of people, but I don't know how, again, I don't know how big it is. So, but I would assume, again, that it's going to be long lines for that show. So hopefully, again, I hope Disney has figured that out. All right, I was disappointed in this next story. On the other hand, I get it. Disney's Grand Floridian Resort gingerbread display will not be available for the 2025 holiday season due to the refurbishment work in the lobby. I was disappointed. I think that's bad. That's bad. That's bad show. You could have put those displays anywhere. You could have moved them into any resort. So I think that's really bad. I think that they could have done something with that. But then again, I understand that it's, the lobby's being refurbished, but I mean, come on, you couldn't move the gingerbread houses to another resort for 1 year? I'm just saying, okay? That's what I would have done. I would have been like, you know what? We can't do it at the Grand Floridian this year. Why don't we do it at another resort? Or multiple resorts if you have to, okay? You've got a ton of resorts. Okay, you got a ton of hotels on that property. You could have moved them anywhere. All right. And finally, the Walt Disney World Resort reveals official poster for Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After show coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios. So, they have released the poster. I did get to look at it. It's got the animated characters. It's not, live actors. I don't know if they would put it on there at some point. I don't know. But there's Maleficent, Captain Hook, and Cruella de Vil, along with the Magic Mirror. So that concept that concept art is out. And you can go look at it anywhere online. But I'm excited for this show. I'm excited. I'm split. I am split down the middle of this about this project. On one hand, I'm happy, because you're adding capacity to a park that really needs it. On the other hand, if I really want, again, I really want this show to move to Magic Kingdom when the Disney Villains area opens. So that way, when that happens, you can move Muppet Vision 3D right to that area. Okay? So that's what I'm hoping will happen. I don't know. Will Disney do that? I don't know. I really hope that they do that, but we really have no idea. But I really hope that the show is good. And I would assume that show is going to bring long lines as well. And that queue is really, there's hardly no queue space. So that's going to back out probably to Rock and Roller Coaster for a while. So hopefully Disney will figure something out with that. So, but there you are. There are your stories. If you like this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to the channel for more content. I thank you guys very much for watching this video. I hope you guys have a great and safe rest of your evening and have a great weekend. And I will see you right back here on Monday for more of the news. All right. So thank you guys very much. Have a great evening, and just remember that tomorrow is just a dream away.